Hey, what's going on? Hey guys, what's up? What's up? I felt like Martin just now. I don't know why. How y'all doing? Come on in the room. Y'all already know how we do. We are doing our monthly mini series. We're doing our monthly power push mini series. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Y'all know how we do. Every night at 9 p.m., we are going hard in the paint on pushing you past your limits and beyond. And this month, we are focusing on our next. Somebody type in next. Hey there, Monique. Hey there, Davina. I see you. I see you. Go ahead, share, tag, like, and invite. Share. I didn't even mean to rhyme, but sometimes, as y'all can see earlier, my little rapturous comes out. So share, tag, like, and invite. Okay, full of energy tonight. And if you knew my guest, you know why. Oh my goodness. So I'm super duper excited. And again, guys, I want to welcome you to the Prepared for Next series. Listen, for years and years and years, we have known what. We have known why, but we just couldn't figure out the how. And every month, we are going to tell you how to get there, how to get to your next, how to prepare, and how to be positioned. So I'm extremely excited. Okay. I am extremely excited on tonight. Let's go ahead and fill the room right here, right now. I'm going to pause for the cause so that we can have a share party. Come on, y'all. Let's share. Okay. Let's go ahead and share this thing out. Aretha, I see you in the building. I see my cousin Altanisha. I see you here. Go ahead and share it out because I can help you, but you can help so many other people. So let's put this thing together, all right? As the outside is about to open up, I believe that more people need to hear about being prepared for next, okay? Next phase in okay, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, go ahead and share it out. Again, I'm super duper excited about this series, about being able to tell you how to prepare, about being able to just be in front of you. You could be anywhere on Facebook, but you're here with me. So I'm excited. Is that enough to celebrate for? Yeah. All right. So, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Dia Patterson, and I am your power pusher. Listen, over here on Power Push TV, we believe that you need to pray, pursue, and persist until something happens. We believe in the recipe of pushing. Somebody type in push. Yeah, I'm a little bit something like a midwife. I'm here to help you birth that thing that's been inside of you. Honey, you're well overdue, and I'm here to help you get there. I am also your self awareness coach. After thinking and deliberating and trying to figure out exactly what I do, I love to make you aware of who you are. I love to make you aware of your blind spots because I heard that your success is very heavily based on your self awareness. So, the more you know about you, the more you can succeed. So, we are here to get some life, okay? Get to know ourselves. Also, I am your faith in action mentor. I am always jumping off cliffs and trying something new. So I'm always going to encourage you to do the same, okay? No more regular smegular over here. We are jumping off these faith cliffs because we know God got us and it's going to be all right, okay? And last but certainly not least, I am your homegirl with one dimple, some cute, and a whole lot of God. Some would say I'm not churchy enough for the church. I'm not hood enough for the streets. So I just stay right here and do me. I'm Dia, okay? I'm so excited. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me. And I'm just here to push you to your limits and beyond. That's what it's all about. Somebody type in push. I'm your pusher, hope pusher, faith pusher. I'm your pusher, okay? I was trying to get away from the song, but I'm real old school. And so immediately I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. Okay. Anywho, I am your power pusher. Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. Listen, are you ready for your next? If you are ready for next, somebody type in next. If you can feel that your next is on the way, somebody type in next. if you just have a sense that something is about to happen, somebody type in next. Listen, and by next I mean your next chapter. By next I mean your next season. By next I mean your next level. By next I mean your next opportunity. I mean your next dimension. Listen, I mean your next win. Somebody type in next. Contrary to popular belief, I believe that you are closer than you have ever been to your next. You are closer than you've ever been to your next chance and your next opportunity. And that thing that you have been praying for, you are so close. And it's time for us to simply prepare. Yeah. So tonight, my amazing guest is helping us with just that. Let me go ahead and run down the bio. Okay, okay. Listen, our guest tonight is Miss Roshanda Pratt, and she is the creator of the Rose Show Live. Listen, that is a platform that helps entrepreneurs and organizations boost their marketing return of investment through brand storytelling and live video. Somebody type in live video. I saw her one day and I said, "Yes, Lord." Okay, that's what it is. Listen, a digital media pioneer with over 20 years of experience producing TV news. Roshanda is an expert in coaching clients to find their voice, engage their audience, and grow their business. Yes, and she is the business. Okay, she is also an international speaker and the author of the two-time Amazon best-selling book CEO of Live Video, and discovered the fundamentals of dominating live video. Listen, tonight, who else will we have to prepare us to be positioned than the one, the only, the Rose Show Live, Miss Roshanda Pratt. Come on, y'all, put your hands together in that chat box. Put those emoji hands together.
I'm going to clap and celebrate for myself. Listen, if no one else is celebrating you, you should be celebrating yourself. So I'm going to clap for myself.
Come on,
I'm
clap for
clapping for all of
yourself.
those who are joining us. Dia, thank you so much for having me here. I am so excited to be here.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you here. Listen, a few minutes ago, I don't even know if Ro even knew this, Rashonda. I don't know if you knew this, but listen, you are my Oprah. Okay. I saw her. I said, yes.
No
Okay.
pressure.
Show me how to do it. Show me what to say. Show me how to say it. Help me to be positioned. Okay. So
Yes.
I'm excited to have you here. Who else to ask about preparing and being positioned than you? Honestly, you teach us
Wow.
exactly what to say and how to say it. And for that, that's exactly why I didn't say I'm gonna wait a little while longer to let some people come in the room.
I appreciate that so much.
Shonda taught me that. Okay.
You know what it is? When you do that, like real talk, when you wait for people to show up to your live, what you're doing is essentially we're talking about being prepared for next. It's really in the way to be prepared for your next is really about getting in position.
Yeah.
So when you are not in position in your live and you are not commanding your live presence and you're sitting and saying, well, I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to get it together, you're taking yourself out of position because
Yeah.
what it looks like to people is that you're not prepared,
Yeah.
that you are waiting for some number to appear on the screen before you
Mhm,
get started.
mhm.
And what I'm here to give you permission for is to get in position by just getting started. Your favorite show doesn't wait for you. They just say you either gonna catch the replay or you just missed what you missed, right?
That's it.
So it's like get in position and understanding that, okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and
Say,
already get in
go
trouble for the
ahead.
people who are new. I think what we do a disservice for people when we wait for them. Because
Mm,
what I know about success is it's planned
yes.
and you have to prepare for it.
I love
You
it.
see,
I
we
love
said
it.
prepared for next. You have to
Yes.
prepare for that.
Yeah.
And so many times we're sitting there waiting on people. So we teach people that they don't have to show up on time for their breakthrough. See, because I believe that in order to be seen, heard, and paid, you use this platform of live stream to make impact, influence, and ultimately income. But
Yes.
what happens is when we sit here saying, I'm waiting for a couple more people to show up, you're teaching and training people not to be intentional about their own deliverance, not to be
Mm,
intentional about their own breakthrough, not to be intentional about showing up on time that, oh, my favorite person is on, or this is what I said I want to be. We're training people not to show up to be prepared.
I love that.
So, no, I'm not waiting on you.
I'm not.
I'm going to get started. And, no, I'm not going to give you a recap right now because I'm giving the content. So either click on the thing to see the what it is I'm talking about, ask someone in the comment section, or just wait till I reset. But I think we cater so much to I want it to be convenient for people. And what I've learned
Yeah.
transitioning out of television news 20 years, now to full-time entrepreneurship, just today, this conversation,
Yeah.
it's not going to be convenient.
That's it. Oh my goodness. Somebody
Not.
type that in. It's not going to be convenient. Your
It's
transition, your next, your preparation, nothing is going to be
it's not going to be
convenient.
convenient. It's
No.
not going to be convenient. And if you don't understand that as an entrepreneur
I love
who
it.
wants to create legacy and generational wealth, hello, I see a lot of my friends and fans who are watching live. You guys, thank you so much for being here. If you guys don't understand that,
Yeah.
you will miss your next
You will miss
because
it.
you want it to be convenient. But
Mm,
what I've learned is that it may not always be convenient. It may not come wrapped how you expected. I mean, I think about it. I worked in television news for 20 years,
wow.
right? Working behind the scenes as a television news producer, executive morning show producer, done some things on camera. And one of the things that I found out in that is very early on in my career, God told me that He was not going to prosper my voice in TV. He told
Wow.
me that. I had a hard time really understanding that because I'm like, well, then why am I here? And what He told me was, prepared for next. He told me
Wow.
this is your training ground. See, for many people,
Yes.
they'll look at that and be depressed. And what I found out about it is that here it was. I was working at a TV station. This is what
Uh-huh.
started my journey of being the first lady of visibility. I was working at my local CBS affiliate. We just finished the morning show. And Gail and Nora were talking about this app called Periscope. You guys throw up some hearts who remember Periscope.
Come on,
And
Periscope.
yeah, and it was this opportunity for us to go live on your phone. Now, as a TV journalist, let me tell you, in order for us to get a live signal to be live at 5, we had to have a live truck, we had
Right.
cables, we had to have like a satellite truck. You had to pray and make sure that it doesn't rain because that's going to mess up your whole entire live shot.
Right.
It was
Right.
all these things that you had to have, right? And I sat there in that moment. And while some of my TV colleagues were like, oh, this is just another opportunity for people to misuse social media, I saw it as my next.
Mm.
I saw it as my opportunity to really build the know, like, and trust factor through the power of a different kind of media.
Wow.
Okay, let me make this a little bit plainer for my entrepreneurs.
Wow.
Sometimes your first thing is not your first thing. Okay, let me give you a practical
Help us.
example. See, I'm a storyteller, so I like to tell stories so you guys can understand what I'm saying. My first stint in entrepreneurship, Dea, was I owned a company called To Be Continued. So I this is the first time I left TV, transition out of TV for us
Okay.
to start a family and get involved in ministry. And my first business was making handmade jewelry. Who
Okay.
knew that that would now become a thing on Facebook and
Right.
people sling and bling on social media? But I was making jewelry for the people who were working at the TV station. Thank you. Shout out to Dondi and Darcy who wore my jewelry on TV. I appreciate it. So I was like just loving this thing. I found my
Yeah.
thing. I loved making jewelry. And then my pastor, Bishop Marcus Benjamin, called me in the office and he wrote down this number on a piece of paper. And he says to me, how much jewelry would you have to make that number right there? And I told him in a joking way, I said, I would have to hire my children. I would have to like set up a sweatshop in my house in order to make that kind of money. Now,
Hmm.
what was happening at the time, the backstory is I left television. I said, I'm entering a season of rest. I'm done with TV and I'm going to go hard in the paint with this jewelry company.
Wow.
But yet people were still calling me, asking me, can you write a press release? How do I get my message on the media? How do I appear on the media? People are still trying to drag me into that media thing. And I was like, no, I'm not interested. I'm entering a season rest. We can be real deep. I am just listening to the Lord.
I'm on a sabbatical.
I'm on a sabbatical and I'm listening to the Lord. But you need to listen to the people because sometimes what you're passionate about is not what's going to make profit for you.
Can we pause right there?
We can.
Listen, somebody type in take cues from your audience.
Right.
Take the cues from your audience. I love that you said that. That is me.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm following kind of what I like and things like that. And to be honest, um I had a lot of self-image issues. So I didn't
Mm,
see me because I didn't see me, but it doesn't mean that everybody else didn't. And so
that's
they
right.
kind of led me. They are the ones who kept saying, "Oh girl, you should this," or "Oh girl, you should that," or "You, oh girl, you should this." And one day I started taking the cues from my audience
That's right. I love
because
that.
I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah.
hear it, but they did. And that is kind of how girl, you are preaching. First of all, it's time to take offering because you already preaching the house down. Listen, if you guys haven't already shared this, go ahead and share this right now. We are preparing for our next with
Hmm.
Miss Roshanda Pratt. Go, man. Oh my goodness. So you talked about so many different things in
Hmm.
this first 2 minutes. I mean,
Right.
you
Right.
touched
Well,
so many things.
and then let me finish that because I want you. I love how you said taking cues.
Mhm.
So let's take it from there. Taking
Right,
cues. Right.
right. Yes.
What happened then was I said I can't make that money with what I'm doing.
Mm.
Right. It's not priced that way. And there were some mistakes that I made with my pricing. I'm not gonna go there tonight with y'all. That's for a whole nother discussion.
Listen,
But
listen.
my pastor told me something, and this is why you have to have a prophet in your life and you have to have the right people speaking into
Ooh.
your mission and your vision. He told me to shut it down. I
Mm.
cried. I said, "What?" He says, "I want you to shut it down." He says, "I know that you are passionate about this." He says, "But I want you to shut it down and I want you to focus on the media training aspect." And I was obedient. Now we had just bought all these jewelry from the jewelry store and Michael's, and I had a whole thing. I shut it down. That we closed it up, and I said, I am going to focus on the media training aspect. And then this is the wisdom that the Lord gave me.
Mhm.
He said, Rashonda, I know that you are passionate about that and you didn't want to give that up. He said, but I just needed you to get started on something. It wasn't necessarily the main thing. I just needed you to get moving into entrepreneurship. So, for those of you who are trying to hold on desperately to this thing because you're passionate about it and it's my first baby and I can't give it up, but your baby's diaper stinks. Your baby
Ah,
hasn't been changed. The
come
baby
on.
is not producing. They're listen, I get it, but maybe it was just a seed to get you prepared for your next. I look at the things that we're doing in our company right now,
Oh my
and I
Lord.
giggle sometimes, Dave, because I sit here and I say, I remember that when I first started. Like, people doing Facebook auctions live now. I was already doing it then before there was live video.
Wow. Wow.
I was doing it through albums and pictures. And I look at all the things that we did and we started there and how I'm instituting some of those things because there's nothing new under the sun. Come on. I'm
Nothing.
instituting some of those things now in my company. So for those talking about being prepared for the next, here's your first point. Number 1, observe the moment.
Woo!
Pay attention to the moment.
Come on.
What is this moment speaking to me? Is this just my training ground? 20 years in TV. Who knew? God knew, but I didn't. That one day some cool guys would create an app called Periscope and that God would allow me to leave my TV job 1 year out now, TV job to enter into full-time entrepreneurship, taking what I learned in TV, my preparation
Yeah.
for the next. But I had to observe the moment. And the observing the moment is taking the cues from your audience, paying attention to those who have speaking power in your life. First, it was my pastor, now bishop, who told me, shut down your jewelry shop. I know you like it, but I want you to pursue this media thing. And then when it came for me transitioning out of full time working at a TV station, it was a prophet, it was a man of God. First, it was my dear sister in the Lord, and then it was a prophet who interpreted a dream for me because God told me through a dream what to do. And I have the right people in my life who
Yeah.
can speak to me. And guess what? I listen.
Hmm.
Some of y'all paying coaches and consultants and
Come
y'all
on.
taking programs and y'all not doing anything these people said.
Woo! Now that's a whole word right there.
You're not paying attention to anything that so what's the point? You have to observe the moment.
Yes.
That is so key. You know why? Because after the moment becomes movement, activity.
Are y'all taking notes? Y'all taking notes or listen? This is the blueprint. I go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
So, do
ahead.
you see that? So after there's a moment, we've observed the moment, you've taken the cues, you're getting spiritual instruction, you're listening to God. After the moment, now there has to be some activity, which means I had to leave my job, which means I had to commit that to the Lord and I had to put some action behind what I believe God told me to do. Activity, moment, and then there's movement.
Mm, 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 mm.
Because what happens after movement, I'm not gonna get there yet. I'm gonna tease you guys. That's what we do in TV. We do a little teaser. But what do you
After this
think about
commercial
that
break.
after this commercial break?
Oh my
So there's
goodness.
a third part. So what do you think about that?
I love that. I love that. This reminds me, first of all, that is how I kind of came up with Power Push: pray,
Mm,
pursue, and persist. So you're going to pray, right? And
yeah,
I promise you, if you genuinely go to God and ask Him what to do or shall I pursue, He is
yes.
going to tell you to do something. He
Mm,
is going to tell you to take action. But the thing that I love the most about what you just said, because I feel like a lot of us are stuck because we are trying to find the perfect spot, the perfect time, the perfect thing, the perfect audience, the
right.
perfect people. But the real thing is just to get started.
That's
So,
it.
yes, you are supposed to be, let's say you are supposed to be an actress, right?
Mm-hmm.
But first, go ahead and start at this convenience store. You don't know what's happening right now, but this is your training ground because I am taking you further. All I need you to do is put your feet on it because the Bible says
Yes.
wherever the sole of your feet should tread upon is yours. Training ground.
I
Girl,
love that. You know what
preach.
I love about that? And you talk about this whole thing of perfectionism. Let me confront that pink elephant in the room.
Yes.
Folks, we got to really kill perfection because for some of you, it is causing you to be at a standstill
Yes,
when
it
it comes
is.
to your next.
Yeah.
Because what happens is we're looking for all things to be perfect before you get started. I can't begin to tell you how much stuff I have done with not all the money in the bank, with not all of the resources,
Mhm.
not all of the information. I mean, seriously, I mean, can I be totally transparent? This
Yes.
right here, with the 3 points that God gave me, this came as I was sitting here. You know why that was able to happen? Well, first of all, I spent a lot of time studying my craft. I'm a student
Yes.
of what I do. But you
Yeah.
know why that also came? Because this is a moment, this is my activity. And as I open my mouth, God is going to fill it.
Yes, he is.
I just gave y'all something right there. For those who say, I don't know what to say on live video, you could take my course, but you have to trust the fact that God has sent you. And as you open your mouth, God's going to fill it with good things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got my talking points literally sitting here in the backstage waiting to talk to you guys.
I love it.
So if I was looking for it to be perfect, I would be the tizzy. But it's not about perfection, ladies and gentlemen. It's about progress.
My
Each
goodness.
time I get better. I mentor a group of millennial professionals who are absolutely amazing. And one of the things I teach them all the time is this: if you strive to be 10% better each day, and
Mhm.
there are 30 days in a month, do you know you'll be 300% better by the end of the month?
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
10% each day. Each day, I'm just going to decide I'm going to be 10% better today than I was yesterday, 10% better today than I was the day before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's progress, it's not perfection. And if you kill that perfection and you understand I'm progressively getting excellent, progressively getting better, then you'll understand where scripture says there's not one perfect. No, not one.
Mm-mm.
God's not looking for your perfectionism, He's looking for your progress.
Come on. Girl. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Oh my goodness. So I love it. I love it. I love it. What I always say is God is not looking for your perfection. He's not even looking for you to be perfect. He's really just looking for you to be willing because
Yeah,
he is perfect.
that's it.
So he just needs you to be willing. One thing I want you to talk about while we're right here, because this is so good, girl. I got goosebumps. I almost tore this whole thing up. So what I want you to talk about is the other pink elephant in the room,
Mm,
which is fear, because that's what perfection is.
yes,
Fear. So me, first of all, I started all of this on Periscope, and let
I
me tell
love
you
it.
about how accurate you are. So I always study everything. I seem random, but I'm
Mm,
not that random. I research, and I just feel like God one day he literally pointed my head. He was like, pay attention to this. And so I was watching YouTube videos, and I watch for different things, hair, whatever it is. But now I started to look at views, right? And I started to look at comments, and I started to look at lighting, and I started to look at all these other different aspects that I never saw before, right?
mm,
So my focus is kind of going there. Then I run into Periscope randomly.
yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go live on Periscope, but it's just for accountability. And it's like once I went there, um, I took the cues from the people, because it's you are so some of us are so fearful that we don't move, but a lot of the times the fear is not to stop you. The fear is supposed to push you. So I
Yeah.
went through the fear. I went past the fear. And sometimes I'm still even nervous and all these other things, but I still keep going, because like you said, 10%. That's all I need to do is be
Yep.
10% more. And the more you do it, the better you'll be at it. What can you tell us about pushing past fear?
Um, Fear will always be there. I've
Yes.
been trying to figure out the formula for fear. I've been trying to figure out, is there an antidote? Is there something I could take, a drink,
A pill?
a
Just pick
pill?
one.
And what I've learned is fear will always be present. And it's almost like challenges. I'm gonna get to fear in a minute, but it's like challenges.
Mhm.
When you have challenges come, I've learned to look at those things and welcome them.
Yeah.
Because what is this teaching me about myself?
Yeah.
Is this teaching me that I need to hire more help? Like I did that today. Is this
Same.
teaching right? Is this
Me
teaching same? Is this teaching me that what is this challenge teaching me?
Mhm.
Instead of looking at it like, oh, another thing that's happening to me. Oh, really looking at it as, okay, what can I learn from this? But
Yeah.
the other thing is, and I see one of my clients, Crystal says, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Do it
And that's
anyway.
what it is. I've learned, listen, do it afraid, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna at least do it. There's a
Yeah.
man in the Bible called Gideon who was
Yeah.
fearful. I mean, Gideon was a punk. Shall we say it? He was scared,
He was
scaredy
scared.
cat.
He
He was
was.
in a hole threshing, believe it was wheat, and he's in a hole hiding from the enemies.
Yeah.
But if you know the process of threshing, the stuff flies up in the air out of a hole, which means that if the enemy sees you, they're going to be wondering what's in that hole.
Right.
And here's what the angel of the Lord said to him. He called him a mighty man of valor. And Gideon
Yeah.
was like, you talking to me? Wait a minute. It must be somebody else in this hole. You can't be
Somebody else
talking to
out
me.
here?
Somebody else out here? Here's what I've learned about God. You ready about this? That God said, I can still call him a mighty man of valor because what? He was in activity. Oh,
Come
oh, oh,
on.
let me help you. Let me help you. He said, I can do a lot with someone, even if they're scared, but they're still in activity.
Yeah.
I can still bless it, even if you're still in activity. And I said, wow. And we can see through so many references in the Bible
So
of
many.
people. I mean, I love when you talked about earlier when you said how you were paying attention and looking over there and it got your attention. And I love to tell the story about Moses and the burning bush,
Come
how
on.
the bush was on fire, but it wasn't consumed. And he went over there, and in that burning bush, the angel of the Lord spoke to him about his purpose and who he was. And what is that? Again, God in activity, because Moses was out tending to a next man's vision.
Mm.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
He was in a
oh,
field tending to someone else's vision
oh.
and taking care of someone else's vision. God spoke to him about his.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother scenario for a
Part two.
whole other, that's part two. But back to what we're saying about being prepared for the next. And then he went in activity, walking. He moved his feet, and God spoke.
Hmm.
The only thing that God won't give you is work ethic.
Can somebody type that in there? Monique, I see you. Thank you, Monique. Listen, somebody type that in there.
He
The
won't.
only thing God won't give you is
His
work
work ethic.
ethic.
Yeah.
You got to
Because
choose that.
you
You
got to
got to
choose that.
choose ye this day.
Choose ye this day and work. Because when we look at scripture, again, I'm just, listen, I base my business, my life on the scriptures, because my thing is there's the blueprint. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
reinvent the wheel. And if it worked for Jesus, it can work for me.
yeah.
So if he called 12 men who were
We ain't no
entrepreneurs, by
men.
the way,
Yeah,
they
yeah, they
had
were.
businesses,
Everybody. Hmm.
they were already busy doing something. Remember, he said, stop what you're doing and come follow me.
Hmm.
He
I'll
was
make you
talking to
fishers of men.
people
Yeah.
he was talking to people who were in activity. So for all those people who like to say this, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you
This
right
is
now,
so good. This
I'm gonna
is
get in trouble. If I get in trouble, I want you to send me the inbox messages. I will address the people.
okay.
She did not know I was gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. So
Say it.
for all of those people who make this, it sounds real spiritual, but it's inaccurate. I'm just waiting on God.
Please go there. I say that. Say it. Come on. Come on with
I'm
it.
just waiting on God.
Yeah.
That denotes that you're at the finish line, finished with your activity, and you're waiting for him to catch up. And
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, you're not going to be able to catch up with God. So
Mm-mm.
what we should say is, I'm seeking instruction from God.
Yeah.
I am getting clarity. But this whole thing of I'm just waiting on God, because what happens, we use that as a crutch. Same thing
Yeah.
with prayer. I'm just
Yeah.
going to pray about it.
Mm-mm.
How much longer are you going to pray about your visibility, sis? How much longer are you going to pray about the gifts and the talents and the abilities manifesting in your life when you have people, remember, observing the cues, who are coming to you asking you about
Yeah.
said giftings? How
Mm-hmm.
much time are you going to pray for it? All of those things that are very valid and spiritual things that we should be doing, we use them as a crutch. And I
Yeah.
can talk about this
Yeah.
because I'm a former
Yes.
crutcher.
Yes.
I'm a
Same.
former carrier of the crutch. And we got to let that go.
Listen.
Some
Somebody
stuff
type
you
in
don't need
let
to
it
pray about.
go.
You
Let
don't
it
need to pray
go.
about.
Let it go. Please. Oh my goodness. So that's a whole nother thing. I'm oh my goodness. Let me just go through these comments really quick.
You guys
Monique
have been amazing.
said, observe the moment, take cues, and then action. Altanisha said, amen. Monique said, God will not give you work ethic. Vanessa
Nope.
said, powerful. Oh my goodness. Is this good, guys? Is this good? This is awesome. This is great. And I love that we're on the same page. And this is not us preaching to you about something that we studied or heard or watched. We are talking from
Yep.
experience. We
That's
are
it.
talking from we're talking from fear experience. We are
Hmm.
talking from perfectionist experience.
That's it.
We're talking from procrastination experience. I love talking about Moses. So I'm from Moses in, right? Moses said, I can't do that. I can't talk. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a stutter. Okay. You can't use me because I have a deficiency. I can't do it. I
Mm.
love to talk about Moses because he saw what was wrong with him, but the entire time, God saw who he created. So God saw his purpose. God
That's it.
saw the whole blueprint and he saw that he created him for it.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody. Somebody just type in get started.
Yeah. That's
We
so
we
good.
really don't need you to have any, you have no say so in your assignment.
That's true.
It is what it is. Girl.
No, I agree with that. And I think that's so pivotal that you said that, because I mean, I often laugh and joke with God. I was like, when I get to heaven, I owe him a lot of royalties because he's down here making me look real good. But, I'm the girl who didn't like how she looked on camera. Come on. I'm
Same.
the girl who didn't like her voice. I mean, I worked in TV, you guys. I, as a producer,
Wow.
I wrote the news that the anchors would read on air, but didn't honor my own voice.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I was sitting there one day, and our main anchor, who is the daughter of the first African American mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, Sonia Gant,
Oh,
was reading my news on the 11 o'clock news. I was a young producer and I was producing the big show. And I said to myself, well, if Sonia is reading my words on TV and she is honoring my words that are coming out of my mouth, why don't I honor my words?
mm,
And what I've learned over the years is this, and I've came to encourage someone. Maybe
yeah,
you've been feeling like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not tall
yeah,
enough, my words don't hang together right, I don't look right on camera, all of the things. And this is what this girl is telling you who didn't like herself on camera and couldn't stand her voice. I've learned that sometimes the very thing that the enemy is fighting us about is the very thing that provides breakthrough for our family.
yes.
That this girl who didn't like how she looked on camera, didn't like her voice, now gets paid for this voice,
Come
now
on.
has a live show on Facebook, this face on TV repeatedly.
Yeah.
Why? Because I tapped into the fact that if, okay, I'm gonna use a relatively secular example to make this point. I was watching, and I know some people are
We're
gonna say,
here for it. It's okay. Y'all,
I know,
y'all know how we do. Y'all know. Come on, y'all.
listen, thank you. I'm glad I'm at home. You
Yes.
know, I was watching the No Limit Chronicles. Judge your mama. If
Yes.
you
Come
judge me, judge
on.
your mama. It's a
Oh.
nah 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 nah. Yeah, all of that.
Uh,
And it's a master class in business. I'm
yeah,
serious.
it is.
It was Master P was
Yeah.
masterful at business. And
Yeah.
here's what I understand. I just talked about the enemy fighting you on the very thing that will provide breakthrough for your life, for
Uh-huh.
your family, for generations. Think about that moment for those who saw the documentary, or maybe you're not familiar. A rapper goes into a negotiation process. This company wants to sign him with their label, and the guy offers him $1 million to sign. Most people will say, "Oh, I'm going to take that deal." Here's what he said:
Yeah.
well, if he thinks I'm worth $1 million coming into their company, what can I build on my own?
Wow.
I want you to start asking yourself these questions. That if the enemy is constantly fighting me about this, what is this supposed to provide for God's kingdom and
Yeah.
for my family?
Yeah.
What
Come
is
on.
this supposed to do? Because
Come
this
on.
is the thing I'm constantly being fought on and about.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is it supposed to provide for my family?
Yeah.
That's a signal of your moment and then your movement and your activity.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come on, somebody. Come on. What is this? Somebody type in what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And what I feel like you're saying or what you are adjusting here is our perception.
Hmm.
What you are adjusting is our perception of the situation, our perception of the challenge, our perception of the issue.
Yes,
Because at the end of the day, it is all preparation for your next. Listen, if
that's
you
it.
made it through it to verbalize it, it is because you are supposed to change it. Only option.
Yep.
Because, like the song says, millions didn't make it, but I did.
Hmm.
And because I did, I'm supposed to tell the story to go ahead and break every generational dysfunction,
Thank you,
everything
Jesus.
that has kept generation upon generation stuck, still, scared, or afraid. I'm here. I was born to break it.
Yes,
Somebody type in born to break it. You
I
were
love
born
that.
to break it. You were born. You were born to break to change those statistics. You were born to go against the odds. You were born to be the but God of the situation.
Mm,
Because that's who I am. I'm the but God.
yeah.
I'm the one. Listen, I said it a couple weeks ago. I was completely hopeless. Like completely hopeless. I didn't see me. I was the same. I didn't like how I looked. I hated my
Mm,
voice, mainly because people picked on me about my voice. They picked on me about how I looked. And so I didn't like it. I wanted to be a fly on the wall. I
yeah.
wanted to be a chameleon. I
Mm,
wanted to change and be like everybody else because I was so tired of standing out. Until, thank the Lord, one day he let me see the glasses half full instead of half empty. He let me see, um, okay, you have something here. He sent people, actually, he gave me my cues. Ah,
mm.
I can
I
run
love
around
it.
here because he gave me my cues right at the moment that I really just didn't like myself, but there was still an assignment on my life. I didn't like me. I wasn't interested, but there was still an assignment on my life. Listen, how many of you, God is sending you cues? I believe you're getting a cue tonight, to be quite honest.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, Vanessa. I'm telling you, Altanice. I'm telling you tonight, Monique. I'm telling you right now, tonight, as you are watching, we are your cues tonight, letting you know that, first of all, your assignment is real, and whatever you see, we don't see. We see your assignment. We
That's
see
good.
what God sees. We don't see the imperfections that you see. We don't see that. We think you're amazing. We are your cues tonight. I almost threw this mic down and just ran around, but
It's so good because the thing about it is when you have a discussion like this, you
mhm.
start to realize it's not far off as you thought it was.
Yes.
It
Mm-mm.
becomes closer to you
Yeah.
than it feels like it was far off. And so it's such a blessing to have this kind of conversation because we're talking about a moment,
Mhm.
we're talking about movement,
Movement. Mhm.
because the last thing is momentum. Momentum.
Momentum.
Momentum. And momentum is acceleration, rapid. And the thing about momentum is you have to observe on momentum,
Yeah.
because the thing about that is when it comes and it happens, you better ride this wave because it may not come again. You know, when live video came on the scene, um, I think it's about nearly 6 years ago, I
Mhm.
was one of the early adopters who got in on it, right? Because I saw this as an opportunity for God to amplify my voice. That what He said to me
Mhm.
years ago at my first TV station, when He said, I'm not going to prosper your voice here, but it will be
Wow.
prospered in media, that this was the opportunity it was, you know, wrote a book that became an Amazon bestseller. We were in Paris, France last year, speaking for my first international
Yeah.
speaking opportunity. We've worked with global brands like Vogue Me and the WK Kellogg Foundation and Boeing. We've had an opportunity to work with some really great people, like I see Monique Hill here and Crystal and some of my other clients who are here. We've got out an opportunity to do some great things through the power of understanding my moment, getting in movement,
Mhm.
and then riding the momentum. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you right now that this pandemic can be your opportunity to either be paralyzed or pivot, because momentum is here. But you have to decide if you are going to get in the water and ride this wave.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Somebody type in momentum.
Momentum.
Momentum. Momentum. That's where we are right now.
Yes,
That's why we're
momentum.
preparing. We're
Hmm.
preparing for next month. We're preparing for the next. We're preparing because we are in momentum. When you get in at momentum, come on. Come on. I love, first of all, thank you so much for accepting this invitation. I did not foresee this, but I did foresee this because you are you, and I'm just, and you let God use you in this moment. I believe that everybody who's
Amen.
watching tonight needed this tonight. Last night we talked to my doctor friend, Dr. Sarissa, excuse me. And so we talked to her last night and we talked about a healthy mind space. We talked
Mm,
about getting our mind together. And I really want to show us how. I want us
yeah.
to know how, because a lot of us have been through a lot of things. We have gone through trauma, we have gone
Hmm.
through challenges, we've been abused, we've been rejected, we've been neglected, and we have all these things going on in our mind, and we have so many different things that we need to do in order to be prepared for next.
Yep.
I feel in my bones and in my spirit that some of us have missed our next so many times, that this pandemic literally had to happen in order for us to be ready to even catch the momentum. So for some of you, tonight may be the beginning of you seizing the moment, so that you can go ahead and move, so that you can catch the momentum. But we're here tonight to help you be prepared. This pandemic was specifically for you. For once in everybody's lifetime, listen, the world stopped for you
Yeah.
to get
Oh,
on.
that's good. The world stopped for you. Yes.
It wasn't, no. It stopped specifically for you, so that you can go ahead and take a moment, because some of us are so busy, which doesn't really mean effective. It doesn't mean anything. It just means busy. But this world stopped so that you can hear this message tonight, so that you can go ahead and look at what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Pause for a second and see what's happening. Maybe reflect on where you've been, so that you can see where you are, so that you can go ahead and get started and catch the momentum.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. Listen,
But
I know we only have like less than 15 minutes,
yes.
but I'm going to reset right here. Listen, if you are just tuning in right now, first of all, I invite you, I implore you to share, like, and tag, okay? Tag somebody, share this out, because this message tonight, I promise you, it is for you. It is for you. I am Dia Patterson, and I'm your power pusher, here to help you be more self aware, so that you can be more successful, so that you can live the limitless life you're supposed to. And I am here with the founder, the owner, the CEO, Miss Roshanda Pratt, the CEO of Visibility is Power. As we are talking about preparing for next, I want to ask you, how did you come up with this whole visibility? Why do we need to be visible?
I came up with this. I was in a talk about 2, 3 years ago at an event, and a CEO, a woman, was talking about women in the boardroom and how women need to be visible. And as she was talking, it just rose in my spirit. Yeah, yeah, visibility is power. And I was like, visibility is power. Yeah. And then in that moment, I started thinking about my own visibility, how I observed a moment, put action to my visibility, and we've been riding the momentum ever since.
Mm,
And I started really just showing people about the fact of you got to show up.
yeah.
That's the first part. And showing up isn't about showing up everywhere, because it's not about you being visible everywhere. It's about you being intentional about that said visibility. What does that look like? It's about being intentional, visible to the right people that you want to do life and business with. And so just really being intentional about telling people that your visibility is power. If you deserve to be seen, heard, and yes, even paid,
Mm,
whether you're in ministry, whether you're not in ministry, wherever your walk of life is, there are people who need to see you, right? So they can see what is possible for them.
yeah. Yeah.
Visibility is power.
Visibility is power. If you don't tell your story, how do I know that I can get through it?
That's it.
How do I know? How do I know that it's possible? How do
Be-
I know that God is real?
Because stories
How do
give
I know?
permission. Stories give permission. I mean, we read the Bible and we read people's stories
Yeah.
that ultimately give us permission to what? Show up,
Yep.
give us permission to say, well, if you did it for Peter, I know you could do it for me.
Yeah.
If you did it for Deborah, I know you could do it for me.
Yeah.
Why? Those stories give permission. And so it's really having people understand that even if your story wasn't a fairy tale, even if your story was a mess, even if your story was a hot mess, that in your mess is a message,
Yeah.
because the word message contains the words MESS to begin with.
I love it.
So
I
he
love
could take
it.
your mess and turn it into a message.
So, Miss Roshanda Pratt, we have about 9 minutes left. For the
Hmm.
next 6 minutes,
Yeah.
I want you to go ahead and push those who are watching tonight to
Hmm.
prepare. I'm
Yeah.
giving it over to you.
This has been such a great opportunity. And Dia, I want to say kudos to you for creating an opportunity like this, for using your platform and the things that you do in order to help all of us push to the next level. I want you to understand, friend, that your visibility is power, that you have the opportunity. Now is the perfect time. The whole world is in transition. Did you hear me? The whole world is in transition. So if you're talking about this is not the right time to start all over, this is not the right time to do X, Y, and Z, I want to encourage you that the world is in transition, and that means you can be in transition for your next. You've been preparing for this. You have been in the background. You ready for this? David, you've been in your field, right? You've slayed your bears and your lions. Now it's time to tackle your Goliath. I want to encourage you today to take this moment, even in the midst of everything that's going on in this country and even what's going on personally in your life. Take this moment and ask God, what is the movement that I need to have right now in this moment? And then ride the momentum because on the other side of this is your victory. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am so grateful to be here. I'm telling you, I want to do a gift giveaway and I'm going to let you decide how you want to do this. But this is my Amazon bestseller, CEO of Live Video. You can get the paperback and you can also get the ebook copy. It's a step by step guide on how to do live video. I want to give this away to someone, so I'll let you figure
Okay.
out however you want to do that.
Okay.
Dia will inbox me who wins this, and I will send this to you in the mail as my gift to you. And you ready for this? Ooh, this is so good. Not only is this a gift, but this is my seed.
Ah!
This is my seed to you, friend, because I believe so strongly in your visibility that these words will leave off the pages. I got a few minutes. I'm going to share a quick story. A couple of years ago, we were in Nashville, Tennessee at a social media conference, and a woman, very unassuming, came up to me and ordered this book. And she bought the book. The book was, I think, $15. She
Mhm.
gave us 20, said put the other $5 into the ministry. Never told her I was in the ministry. I said, okay. Came back the next day. I was a little bit late to the conference. Came back the next day and didn't realize until she took the stage that she was one of the sponsors, a major sponsor of the conference. And she starts to speak on the stage that she was not going to tell this story, but I showed up and she felt compelled that she's going to have to do it. She's like, because I mean, she's the CEO of Live Video. She says, Rashonda, I read your pamphlet. That's what she called my book. I said, this is not going well. She's calling my book a pamphlet in front of a room of 60 people.
Sis, this is a book.
This is the book. Now, yes, there's only 50 something pages in here because y'all don't read anymore. And I like to get straight to the point. But
Thank
this
you.
is what she said to me. She says to me in that moment, she says, I sat up at 4 o'clock this morning and I was reading your book. She's like, this book taught me about live video. She said, but Rashawn, I want you to understand, and everybody in here understand, I'm not going to go live. And I'm like, well, this is not getting any better. She called it a pamphlet, and now she's not going to do anything with this book. But this is what she said. She said, this book teaches about going live, but it really taught me about how to live my life.
Wow.
And the whole air was sucked out of the room. This
Wow.
lady said to me, she said, everybody in here needs a copy of this book. And she's like, and I'm going to buy every last one of the books that you have.
Wow.
You have to understand, I went there to Nashville, Tennessee, not as a paid speaker. I was doing it as a service to someone, see, planting a seed.
Yeah.
I paid for my own travel and my own hotel room. How many of you know we had about 50 to 60 books? I'll let you do the math. And she
Wow.
bought all of them in cash.
Wow.
We
Wow.
left there with more than what we went with.
Oh my
Why
goodness.
is that? Because there is the anointing that's on this book. Why am I sharing that story? Because there's an author in here, and there's a couple of you who are sitting on your gifting. This
Wow.
lady talked about, I further found out some more about her story, but
Yeah.
she talked about how she was struggling with death.
Wow.
And my book about hit the live button, you got to show up, you got to be seen, prompted her to live her life.
Yeah.
It's what's between the lines.
Yeah.
It's what's between the pages, ladies and gentlemen. And you can have that same testimony and that same story. So I want to share this, send this book to I'll let you select the winner however you want to. And then I'm going to mail this book out to the person because I'm telling you, I'm planting seed on the good ground of your heart.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God, that was so good. Firstly, ordering a book or five. And how I'm gonna give it away, whoever types in first the 3 steps that Roshanda gave out tonight. If you how she said, how y'all feeling? Listen, come on, Monique. How you woo, the air has left the room, okay? So whoever can type that in first, let me go ahead and go to my video.
And can I just do something right to I'm going to do this also on my side because I'm doing a watch party on my side. So all of my friends who are watching this over on my page, the same applies to you. The first person who can type in the 3 steps that I mentioned, I will mail you a book as
Steps.
well.
So let's see. Let's see the first person to type in the 3 steps. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. Sade on it. I should have said in order. I should have said in order. She probably was just like M, and then it just filled it out for her. So Sade Nelson, you got it, girl.
Yay!
I will
And
get her information and I will send it to you. Oh my goodness. This has just been the most amazing conversation as I knew it would be because you're just so awesome. When I heard your voice, I knew it. And let that be a testament. Maybe that's my story tonight.
mhm,
When as soon as I don't even know how I heard you first or how you popped up on my timeline,
yeah,
but the moment that I heard your voice, I said, "Oh yeah, I got to get some of that." So I will be getting with you because I am dead serious. Like I don't care what it takes. I know that you have what I need. And so with that being said, everyone who's watching me right now, the same way that I heard Roshanda's voice and I knew that I had to have it, there's somebody who is listening for your voice because you have
yes.
something that they need. I promise you, if you have gone through it and you're still here to tell the story, there is somebody waiting for your tips to be able to get out of it. Roshanda, I love you so much. How
Love you
can
too.
we get in contact with you?
Follow me all across social media. I'm hanging out a lot on Instagram and on Facebook as the Rosho Live, TheRosholive, no W. I also have a YouTube channel with a lot of content on there, much like what you see here tonight as well. And just connect with us. We got a couple of great things that are coming out as we finish up this year of momentum. So I would love for you guys to be a part of it.
So, how do we order the book? I want everybody watching to
Sure.
order the book tonight. Order the book tonight.
Thanks, guys. You can order right on Amazon. So again, CEO of Live Video, CEO of Live Video, right there on Amazon. And if you guys could also do me a favor, it's a short read, very short read. That was intentional. When you order the book on Amazon, please, please, please write us a book review. We would really appreciate that. That helps us to get this message out to more people because I honestly just want people to feel camera confident and ready and collect these coins on live video.
And collect these coins. That part. Listen, this has been amazing. We are 1 minute over the time. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation. You were perfect
I
for
loved it.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Listen, if you guys got what you needed tonight, somebody type in push. If this was good for you tonight, somebody type in push. Oh my goodness. Listen, last night, well, firstly, thank you so much, Roshanda Pratt. Oh my goodness.
You're
Oh
welcome.
my goodness. I'm blown away. I'm gonna do these ending announcements. I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Okay. Listen, last night, we talked about our mind space. Tonight we talked about, what do we talk about tonight, guys? We talked about the moment, we talked about movement, and we talked about momentum. Listen, we are going even higher. Not tomorrow night, but on Thursday night, we're going even higher. We are still being prepared for next. Why? Because just like Rashonda said tonight, success is planned. And I believe that God has a door open specifically for you in the middle of this pandemic. And it's important that you be prepared. Why? Because he wants you to be blessed indeed. That means forever from now on, okay? So thank you guys for so much for joining us tonight. The Power Push mini series next. Prepare for next. Join us again on Thursday night at 9 p.m. where I'll have another special guest. Miss Tori Hammond will be in the building. She's just everywhere. She's an entrepreneur, but she also loves God. And that's the whole common ground with everybody on the show. We are not just talking to you, we are trying to build your hope and your faith at the same time. Listen, you guys have an amazing night, and we'll see you on Thursday. Push. I always have to do that. You got to push it till you get it right. Push.